Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round 2 of our league tournament that happened at Die Hard Games on October 10th, 2024. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format everyone wants. Spooky League Challenge Thursday, October 24th at 6 p.m. Surging Sparks pre-releases start Saturday, October 26th at 1 p.m. and League Cup Saturday, November 23rd at 11 a.m. all Central Time, all at Die Hard Games. Go see more info in this video's description and check out Pokemon's event locator for premiere and other events at the shop, such as League Challenges, League Cups, pre-releases, and more. Please hit that like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's research this game. Over on the left, Gholdengo. Over on the right, Lugia V. It looks like our Lugia V has their dream come true of going first, and they draw for their first turn of the game. Lugia V in the active spot, gift energy attached to it, and things are passed over to our Gholdengo player. No Archeops hit the discard pile, so next turn who's got to be big for our Lugia player. At least the Lugia V is in play. Over on the left, Radiant Greninja is in the active spot, and an Arven is played. That supporter card allows the player to search their deck for an item and a tool. Usually the Buddy Buddy Poffin is found here, but Arven will find the Capturing Aroma here. And that card is played. Whenever you play that item card, you flip a coin. If heads, search your deck for an evolution Pokemon. If tails, search your deck for a basic Pokemon. Heads was flipped, so an evolution Pokemon will be found. I think our player really wanted to flip tails to search for that basic Palkia V or a basic Gholdengo, but they'll go for that Palkia V-Star here to add to the hand as the evolution Pokemon for Capturing Aroma. Looks like there's some discussion at the table about this play here. Everything looks fine from my point of view. Shout out to that League Hollow Arven that was played. Super nice. You can pull those out of the League packs you get for free for playing at Pokemon League. Next is Radiant Greninja's concealed cards. Discard an energy and draw 2 cards. And luckily a Origin Form Palkia V and a Gimmighoul, are found and put onto the bench. Box of Disaster is attached to that Origin Form Palkia V. That is a defensive card, the defensive tool card for sure. I'll bring you guys up to speed if it becomes relevant, since it's only active if the Pokemon it's attached to is undamaged. But like I said, we'll get into it if we need to. As play resumes over on the right hand side, Lugia's side here, and they start things off with a Lumineon V, Luminous Sign. When you put that Pokemon onto the bench from your hand, you can search your deck for a supporter card to add to your hand. And the supporter card is going to be Jacques here. If our Lugia player has the powerful Ultra Ball item card in hand, it's just going to be all gas for our Lugia player here. Jacques allows the player to look through their deck and pluck out 2 evolution Pokemon. Double Archeops are found off of the Jacques. Ultra Ball incoming, oh yeah. Ultra Ball discards those 2 Archeops in order to search the deck for a Pokemon, basic or evolution. And if the Lugia V-Star is not in the player's hand, that's exactly what's going to be grabbed with this Ultra Ball. The Lugia V-Star deck, of course, likes those double Archeops in the discard pile, so they can be revived, summoned from the discard pile onto the bench with Lugia V-Star's V-Star Power ability, Summoning Star. Lugia V-Star was grabbed off of the Ultra Ball, And I imagine we will see that be evolved quite shortly. Our Lugia player is checking out the hand, making sure they make all the correct plays here, as a Legacy energy is attached to the bench Luminion V. Lugia V-Star evolves in the active spot, and Summoning Star is used to bring 2 colorless Pokemon from the discard pile onto the bench with no rule box. Double Archeops are in play now, and they each have that Primal Turbo ability that allows them to search their deck, the player's deck of course, for up to 2 special energy cards to attach to one of your Pokemon. So we're seeing 1 Primal Turbo being used now to accelerate a Jet and a V-Guard energy from the deck. A second Primal Turbo will be used while the player's in the deck to accelerate a Mist energy. Now let's see where these energy get accelerated to. Probably all of them on the Lugia. Yep. So now Lugia's Tempest Dive attack is fully powered up, 4 colorless energy, 220 damage. More than enough to KO the opposing Radiant Greninja for the first prize card of the game. Origin Form Palkia V stomps into the active spot, and play resumes on its side over on the left. Hisuian Heavy Ball is played now. That item lets you look at your prize cards, and you can switch the Heavy Ball with a basic Pokemon you find there. There's already a Heavy Ball in the prize cards. It doesn't look like there's any basic Pokemon there, so the prize cards just get shuffled back up and laid back out. There is the Palkia V Star in hand, as well as a Gholdengo, so we could see some double evolution action here this turn, but not before a Miriam to shuffle back into the deck some resources. And then draw 3 cards, I think. Let's go ahead and check that one out. Shuffle up to 5 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck, and then draw 3 cards. So that's what we've seen happen there over on the left-hand side. Another Gimmighoul is found and put onto the bench. Origin Form Palkia V-Star evolves in the active. Water energy attached to it. And we're not going to evolve the Gholdengo. That's interesting. Maybe an oversight from our player here, or maybe they just want to keep the board with as few 2 prizers as possible. Either way, that Origin Form Palkia V-Star's attack costs 2 water energy in order for it to attack, so it misses the attack this turn, and play is passed back over to the right-hand side, our Lugia player's side. Origin Form Palkia V-Star has 280 HP, so it cannot be knocked out by a Lugia V-Star. Don't think there's any other way currently to, maybe with a Weirdier V. But we'll see how much our Lugia player values taking the one shot here. Oh, there is that Raikou V in hand. It's lightning type. Palkia V-Star is weak to lightning, but that legacy energy is already on the Luminion V. I'm not sure if any basic lightning energy are played in the deck to be able to power up that Raikou V, but that would have been very nice. Raikou V is still put onto the bench, as well as a Luminion V, activating a second Luminous Sign to search the deck for a supporter card. Looks like it will be a Professor's Research pull out of the deck this time, and Professor's Research will be played. That supporter card has the player discard their hand, and then they can draw 7 fresh new cards from the deck. Definitely have to see a shuffle here, of course. Before the research, discarding a couple energy and maybe another item card to draw 7 fresh new cards here. Maybe looking for the lightning energy. Basic lightning if it's in there. Just depends on the player's list and their strategy, of course. Taking a good look at the hand, trying to decide what to do, and it seems like we're going for another attack here. 220 damage onto that 280 HP monster across from it. 60 HP remaining on that Origin Form Palkia V-Star. As they continue their turn now, evolving into Gholdengo on the bench. Coin bonus is used now to draw a card with that Gholdengo ability. Blood Moon Ursaluna EX is put onto the bench. And now a Choi is played. I get to learn about all the spicy supporters here in the professor's lab today. Choi is each player reveals their hand, then draw 3 cards. So a little bit of knowledge gained, as well as a few cards here for our Gholdengo player. Now they can see what their opponent was plotting, as another Gholdengo was found, evolved on the bench, another coin bonus used to draw another card. That Radiant Greninja is found again, put onto the bench, and then its Concealed Cards ability is used, discarding an energy, drawing 2 cards. Pretty established board being developed here for our left-hand side Gholdengo Origin Form Palkia V-Star player. Box of Disaster is NA now, as the Origin Form Palkia is damaged. Let's check out Box of Disaster. If the Pokemon V this card is attached to has full HP, and is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, put 8 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. Looks like no water energy was found to power up that Origin Form Palkia V, so it's unfortunately another pass from our Gholdengo player. Our Lugia player on the right plays a Capturing Aroma, flipping a coin. It looks like it was heads, so an evolution Pokemon can be plucked out of the deck here. Nothing really needed currently, just thinning cards out of the deck. And a Lugia V-Star will be found. The KO is on board. So our Lugia player plays an Ultra Ball, discarding a couple cards to search the deck for a Pokemon, basic or evolution. Just thinning those unwanted cards out of the deck. Definitely a powerful strategy in the Pokemon trading card game, and I'm sure other card games as well. As Ultra Ball finds that Iron Hands EX. The bench is full, the Legacy Energy is attached to the Lumineon V on the bench. So not looking to use the Iron Hands, just getting it out of the deck. So that way all that's left in there is the good stuff. Anything else for our Lugia player before the attack? Double Turbo Energy attached from hand to the active, so that way it can retreat into the Lumineon. Does not look like any Primal Turbos will be used this turn. The Legacy Energy, of course, is the Ace Spec Energy card. It counts as a Rainbow Energy, an energy of any type, and it makes the Pokemon it's attached to worth 1 less prize. We are seeing a Primal Turbo actually, accelerating a Mist Energy to the bench Raikou V. Let's see if anything else will be grabbed here. And the Minion does have an attack Aqua Return or something like that. where it does 120 damage to the opponent's Pokemon, or 100 since there's a double turbo energy attached, and then you shuffle the Lumineon and all cards attached to it back into the deck. So we'll see the Lumineon and that energy get shuffled back in. Our players may have done a little bit of an oversight here and not shuffled that Lumineon back in, just shuffled back in that energy, which is the easy mistake to make. I see the thought process here, so I don't think there's anything malicious going on. I think it's just a honest mistake. So we'll just move forward for the sake of the video here. I think we saw Gholdengo draw some more cards. I'm gonna go back in time in the professor's lab here, so we can see what happened after the KO was taken. Yeah, and this actually I think is more of a negative for a Lugia player, leaving the Lumineon in the active when it could have been, that liability could have been shuffled back into the deck, but honest mistake, I'm sure. As the Gholdengo moves into the active, coin bonus is used. Another coin bonus is used to draw more cards. And let's see what's next for our Gholdengo player as they play a lady supporter. That one says search your deck for up to 4 basic energy cards and put them into your hand. So we've got the energy cards in hand now. Now the Gholdengo, of course, needs an energy attached to it in order to attack. So again, I'm sure just another honest mistake here over on the left. Gholdengo has the Make It Rain attack. For 1 steel energy, you may discard as many basic energy cards from your hand, and it does 50 times the amount of energy cards you discarded here. There. So 1 energy, of course, would need to be attached to the active Gholdengo, and then 4 would need to be discarded in order to KO the opponent's active. Of course, both players are responsible for board state. I should have said that with the Lumineon deal earlier, but both players are definitely responsible for board state. Neither of them are catching these simple errors here, so just for the sake of the video, we'll move forward. As our Lugia V Star player promotes the Raikou V into the active spot, and player resume over on its side. Looks like there was plenty of energy in hand for our Gholdengo player, so they would have had the KO anyways. Let's see how our Lugia player can respond here. Debating on playing an Ultra Ball over on Lugia's side on the right hand side. There is a fleet-footed live currently. Maybe that should be done first with that Raikou V in the active. But either way, boss's orders will be played here in order to bring up a Pokemon from the opponent's bench into their active spot. That Blood Moon Ursaluna being feared and moved into the active spot. It's also got a lot of retreat. So the Lugia V Star, will attack with Tempest Dive. 220 damage, and you may discard a stadium in play, but that part's irrelevant since no stadium's in play currently. Lots of damage on that big bear in the active spot, as play will continue over on the left-hand side. Double Gholdengo on the bench. Looks like lots of energy in hand as well as a superior energy retrieval, so if they can get one of those Gholdengo in the active spot, they could have the KO on the opposing Lugia. 0-6 Machinations is played now. Your opponent discards from their hand until they have 3 cards in their hand. So the opponent is resolving the effect of the 0/6 right now, discarding cards from their hand until they have 3. Not too bad of discards so far. Yeah, research is okay to get rid of here. Probably don't need the Blood Moon anymore. 3 cards in hand, so there we go. 0/6 was resolved. And it looks like it was just a concede then over on Gholdengo's side. I like to see, they just had to see that 0/6 resolved before conceding the game. What a game we had for our round 2 here, and what you think of this video in the commentary. Please leave feedback in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.